It says we're live. I don't know if we're live or not. Hi, everybody. If we are, I'm going to give it just a second because it always seems to like come in the middle of somebody's sentence. Like every time I watch one of these.
Oh, there's already people in chat. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to have the YouTube chat open. I just have the StreamYard chat, and I actually set my camera up to be right underneath the StreamYard chat, so hopefully it looks like I'm looking at you all instead of looking off into the breeze because I am paranoid as anything. So, hello everybody, how y'all doing? My name is Charlie. I am a sci-fi fantasy writer, currently working on an urban fantasy story that is queer as folk. And you can find all my work at SCE Dorset everywhere. And my preferred pronouns are they, she. Just to explain that to everybody real quick, I prefer they. If you are in doubt and there's a gendered word, use she. Use the female form. I'm good with
that. Hey everyone, I'm Grayson Wilde, and I write with pride. I dive into fantasy and in warm mugs of coffee. Right now, I'm currently working on Project Shadow, in which I'll be basically speaking about experiences with my transition, to share some of the dark, ugly side to it that a lot of people don't speak about.
No, I just thought I should explain why I said that. My brand since 2000 has been Project Shadow.
No.
Yeah, I own ProjectShadow.com. My podcast is Project Shadow, and yeah, I that's why I had the big reaction when you said that. I was like, this was meant to be. This was meant to be.
See, I'm very spiritual, and I do a lot of what's called shadow work, which is, like healing, healing a lot of stuff. So I'm like, this feels like a lot of healing with being able to speak out about stuff. So right now I'm using Project Shadow until I can find a better title, but just hearing you say that, that's so
That's actually what the logo is up in the corner up there. That's my dragon that I've used since 2000.
Ooh,
for everything. It's gone through a few iterations, but the basics of it have stayed the same over the years. But yeah, that blows my mind. Before we get started, speaking of being spiritual, I wanted to just take a minute to light a candle to the muse, to ask for her to please show up and give us all the words today, because I know I need them. I'm still recovering from my 10K Sunday, and so I was gonna, please, honey, show up. We need you. We need all the words today.
Yes.
So I wanted to start with that, and let's see who all is here, because my chat finally started populating. Hello. I'm so glad your videos. Oh my goodness. I love them so much. Let's see. So that was divided by site. Jules is here. Hey, this feels weird, you being in my chat, because I'm always in your chat. Like, I'm always there. This just feels so strange. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with this now. Sid is here. I'm so excited for that book. We've been talking. Those hints that you've been dropping, your marketing. I could learn a thing or two from you about that. Your marketing is on point. Let's see who else is here. Shannon is here. Hello, Shannon. And Sam is here. Hello, Sam. I believe that's Alicia. If I'm getting that wrong, please correct me. I believe I saw you say that your name is pronounced Alicia, not Alicia. But I'm remember, mispronouncing things is kind of my thing. So let's see. It was destined.
Yes.
Like, honestly, the thing for me, when I decided that I wanted to start actually doing write-ins, I didn't know any other trans anybody on AuthorTube. And Grayson and I started talking in chats and stuff for a while, and I just thought, if I'm going to do this, he's the one I got to do it with. It's got to be Grayson, because we have to have each other's back in this, because
yes,
And it can feel lonely out there sometimes. Yes. Yeah, it was definitely meant to be. We might. Hello, Abigail. I'm going to be doing streams with her next week on her channel, so on Thursday. So I am looking forward to that. She's going to have to deal with my madness. So good luck with that. Yay! I pronounced it right. Yay! And of course, right where I put my camera is now too high. I have to lean around to see what I'm doing. Oh, you're working on Project Orange today. Nice. Yes, positive vibes only. We need the positivity. I'm going to try to get us some sprints in today. I wish I could stream this over the stream. I'm going to be using Emerald Observatory to keep an eye on the time. If anybody's not familiar, this is one of my absolute favorite clock apps. It tells you everything, phase of the moon, sun, rise, and everything, and actually time itself. And around the edge, sunrise, sunset, twilight, all that stuff. So I'm going to have it running over here so we don't talk too much because I haven't written that much this week. So let's begin with a question before we get started. What's everybody working on today?
Ooh. I know I'm going to be working on Project Shadow.
The destined book.
Yes.
I am going to be working on world building. I am taking part in World Anvil's world building summer camp. And this is actually my page on there. What they're doing is it's 30 world building prompts to fill out and answer. And you can see the ones that I have filled in already over here because they have pictures on them. They're releasing 10 every 10 days. There will be 33 in total. And so I have 9 to go because it took a lot out of me. So that I'm not sure which of these I'm going to be working on. I just kind of finished the common item. I did a thing about these magic challenge coins that I'm really excited about, but I haven't gotten the art finished on that yet. I don't know which problems I'm actually going to be doing during the sprints, but that's what I'm going to be doing.
Nice.
I love world building. Oops, I turned my camera off. Hitting all the right buttons. So what is everybody else working on? Let's see. Sorry, getting ahead of myself here. Wanted to make sure that was set up. All right. So, okay. Oh, Mr. P's here. Hey, Mr. P. Uh-oh. Okay, I need to give you all a warning. I think you can see my dog being a lady over there. I have a dog and three cats. And I don't know what the cat just did in the kitchen, but I just heard some kind of mess coming from in there. So if I completely run off, I have fur babies.
Understandable.
Oh, that app, that was Emerald Observatory that I am using for the clock. I have had it for years. I absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. And like, I wish it came across on the screen and I wish I could share it on screen so you could see it. Around the edge, it actually shows the sunrise, sunset, and twilight time. And it moves around the circle so that whatever's pointing at the top, that's where you are in the day. Ooh. So it moves around. It tells you the planet, where the planets are, where the moon is, all kinds of stuff. I
like that.
I absolutely love it. So you're working on Project Heartbeat, your romance novella, and Project Gates. Okay, you're still working on Project. I thought you said that you were going to stop project hopping because it wasn't working for you. Not to call you out or anything, but I kind of remember you saying in your stream earlier that project hopping wasn't, working too well. You needed to focus on something. Project Joyce. Sorry, that gives me feels. My one of my favorite aunts named Miss Joyce.
Oh.
So it gives me feels. Ooh, finish a chapter outline and write some chapter 24. I want to get back to writing. I am so happy with where I'm at in my book. I've gotten 38K written so far this month in it. So world building. So for the first sprint, probably uploading your video for tomorrow. Ooh. Then working on something that will include writing. That's what I was doing yesterday. I've got a video tomorrow coming out on being a gamer writer and what that means.
Ooh.
So, my chat just jumped. Okay. Project Orange, Sinners Edition.
Ooh.
Is this one dirty? Is this the dirty one, or is this the one where everybody dies? Like, are you bringing the heat, or are you bringing the hellfire and brimstone? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
Working on your... If I talk too much, just jump up in.
You are fine. I'm enjoying this.
So, Abigail is working on her adult fantasy that you're calling Project Outlaw. Nice.
Okay.
If I'm remembering correctly, and I may be confusing people because I've been busy this week, isn't that the one with the assassin? Just thinking. You're going to work on a new short story. Oh, I love it when inspiration strikes. I'm trying to get back into doing short stories. I just did an interview with Keshe Warren that's going to be up on the channel next week, and we were supposed to talk about how writing short stories because she does that, and I want to get back into doing that, and then we talked about everything else. Yes, I press all. I do. All the buttons. Thank you for putting that in chat, working the double duty. When I was a kid, my reward for behaving during shopping trip. My husband, I am 43. My husband is 42, and he still does that. He still does that. I hate going.
How can he not?
I hate going into a place around Christmas or Halloween because all the buttons. And our house is filled. We own a restaurant. I think I mentioned that in to y'all before. And somebody found us one of those old fortune teller boxes. Ooh. That has like the skeletal fortune teller that you hit the button and it starts talking all spooky and drops a card. And I can't even go in the restaurant now. Yeah, it is a beautiful app. I love it. Yes, I'm very excited on the word count. Yeah, I don't do code names for my projects. I wish I was cool enough to do that. I'm working on Blinded Angels because it's the name of the book series. It's Blinded Angels Book 1. And that's what I'm doing. Let's see.
Yes.
We try to bring the energy. I'm trying. I'm trying not to be a panicky person today. That's why I have my imaginary friend keeping me company through all this because we all need friends.
Definitely.
I'm excited for that video to come out. It's like 25 minutes long and includes a screencast from my Scrivener project. And yeah, it was a lot. Yes. All right. It was the one with the assassins. I'm glad I remembered. Hey, thank you and have a good night's sleep. Thank you for stopping by. That's awesome. Working on a fantasy book where magic is seen as evil. It's the first fantasy book you've written.
Ooh.
That I'm an oldie when it comes to this. My first book came out in 2007, so I've been doing this for a while. If you have any questions or you need anything, ask. I will gladly try to help you out. Fantasy can be tricky sometimes. Mm-hmm. Hey, Leo. Working on multiple projects. All right. So, saying hi to people. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The buttons are inviting. They're saying press me, so I can't deny them. I will press all the buttons and then run. So
yeah. I understand. I do not partake, but I understand. So we're about to start our first sprint in a minute when I get to the end of the chat. So let me know in the chat what you want to do. I was thinking maybe 15 to start, but got to give you all the warning. I like to do 20, 25. So
Ooh, nice long
definitely,
one. Yes.
yeah, definitely let me know what you want to be doing so we can do that. Gotta see. Everybody loves Grayson, and they should. They should. Like, I have to say, I feel bad saying this. I saw when you accidentally put up the video early and commented on it, and I was just like, and it went away while I was putting a comment on it, and I'm like, am I not supposed to know this?
So the proposal?
Yes.
Oh no, I meant to just keep that one on Instagram, and I'm like, I don't remember uploading this one to YouTube.
Because yeah, when both of them went up, and then they went down real quick, and I was just like, did I see a secret?
Yeah, but I got yelled at, so I was like, no, put it back up. So I'm like, okay, I'll actually go back and put it back up. Because it is on my Instagram. And I was like, well, people already saw it on Instagram. They're not going to want to see it on YouTube. And then I got yelled at, so I'm going to put it back on YouTube. I don't like being yelled at. I'm a soft soul.
I have been married for 22 years, if you ever need to talk. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the scars. So, ooh, Sid is coming out with the 25 right from the start. Ooh, another 25 from Abigail. Hello, Megan. How are you doing? We're just about to get sprinting 25. It looks like we're going to be doing the 25. All right. All righty. So let me figure out how to do this. Okay. I've been practicing, y'all. Whoop. I did not mean to start it. Why won't it let me? I have to do it small to start it, to type the time in, don't I? Yeah.
Oh, yes, Stephanie, I saw that. And I felt so bad because yours popped up as soon as I got ready to take it down. I am so sorry. I thank you for your comment. I saw it and I really appreciate it. I will put it back up.
You know how it is. All right, so we are going to be doing a 25-minute sprint. So is everybody ready? Is everybody hydrated? Is everybody
water?
Get your water. I got my tea pot set up because I gotta have my caramel apple tea right too. It's
Ooh, a thing. That sounds good.
I have rituals that I need to partake in to keep myself focused. So we are about to do the first sprint. Hope everybody's ready. In good with your muse. I'm going to hopefully remember to mute my mic. Yell at me if I don't, because there will be loud, obnoxious music playing in the background. And we are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get writing. Get the words. Get all the words. beep, 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 beep. I swear, every time I hear that timer, I think of a Time Lord's heart. Alrighty, so that was the end of our first sprint. How did everybody do? I
did some meditation, to be quite honest.
Meditation always good. I got 319 words. Wow. I did better than I thought I did. I am writing up a magical nature preserve and all the critters and whatnot that live in there and who set it up and why it was set up and all that crazy stuff. So that's the one I decided.
Nice.
Let's see. It would help if I had the chat loaded over here. All right, let's see. Whoop. Okay, and everything just jumped. I'm starting to understand that. I'm really starting to understand why everybody says that. Because in the other live I did the other night, like there'd be nothing, and then everything. All right, let's see. Where were
StreamYard's really famous for just jumping all the things.
It does. It just goes crazy. Now, I do want to give one warning if anybody gets spooked easy. The neighbor kids are out playing and they keep going into our yard, and the dog does not like anybody being in her yard. So there may be more barking. she gets a little defensive. Don't think I've been to one. No. You haven't, because this is the first one, Jace. This is my first, and well, I would say that this is Grayson's first, but you've been on a lot of other people's before. So yes, thank you. Welcome. Hope you enjoy. Hope we can bring some good spirit and good energy to you, and you get all the words. No, you're not really late. Hello, Hannah. We have only done one 25-minute sprint, and yeah, so you're not late. Oh, you may have been late, but we're gonna do more. There will be more. Hello, Petra. No, Sarah, you didn't miss it. You didn't. Okay. Saying hi to everybody. Here we go. Words. So Megan got 290 words. That is awesome. I am always amazed when I look at my word count, because I feel like I just sat there the whole time going, and then I look at the word count and I'm like, oh, my fingers did things. Yay! Get so excited about that. So Laura had a breakthrough on their space religion. Oh yes, I'm very excited about this. Wormhole gates that lead to my main character's world, but can only be opened from the other side. Worship the being. That is awesome. That is awesome. See, Dune by Frank Herbert are my three of, well, I say three. I should say 5 of my favorite books. Yeah, 2 of them. Chapter House Dune, not the biggest fan of, and Dune Messiah, it needed to be written. But yeah, I'm a big fan of space religion and whatnot. I just have one question. How are you going to differentiate this from the Goa'uld in Stargate and Stargate Atlantis, the Goa'uld and the Ori? Because that made me think about them and made me miss those shows so much, which got me super excited about this. So I don't know if you're familiar with either one of those, and there's 10 seasons of Stargate, so it might not be easy to get caught up on if you haven't seen it, but I'm excited about that. I am really excited about that. Lael got 200. I'm slightly dyslexic, y'all. 121 words. That's awesome. Hannah, I always thought you were much later. Time zones. Time zones are evil. Time zones are the devil. I know I've been talking to somebody in another country about doing an interview, and time zones have been the bane of our existence. Yes, they're like, I think 6 hours ahead of me or something like that. So 290, that's good. 255, and you were distracted. Something tells me you're just showing off a little bit over there. 255 and distracted. Okay. Had a nice long talk with the computer about wow, and you still got 469 words. That is awesome. I know I had so many arguments when I was exporting videos yesterday. The first time I exported it, for some reason, it decided to delay my voice by about 3.5 seconds.
Oh no.
So I'm there. And then you hear me. Like, you could count how much later it took. Like, it wasn't like a slight delay or a little bit off. And I just had to sit back and go, Gremlins. It was Gremlins. It eventually worked, but yeah. That's the worst, is waiting for all that. Halfway done with the chapter. Spent the last 7 minutes making grits.
Ooh.
Where's mine? Where's mine?
Share, Sid. Share.
Yeah. Seriously. Finished chapter 21 outline. Oh, I wish I could outline. I've got a video coming out tomorrow about my issues with that. And why I don't, and what I do instead. I wish I could outline. I miss outlining. Jace, no work during the stream. It's the very end of your waking hours, and I'm winding down. Well, then I will try to be calm and soothing, and I don't know, maybe play with the mic a little bit and give you a little AMSR. Or I can't even say the letters. help you fall asleep tonight. Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh.
That's a really good question. Inquiring minds need to know.
I think that depends on what's being eaten with the grits.
My husband makes some of the best grits in the world, which is hilarious and really bugs people around here because he's a Yankee. He was born in Massachusetts. Oh. Yep, and he makes the best grits I've ever had.
I felt the Texans in me go, what?
Yeah, I know, right? But no, when he sets his eyes on a cuisine, he nails it. Gets it done. Got a lot of the short story plotted. That is amazing.
Yes.
Savory.
Ooh. So share, Sid.
Yeah. We need to develop this technology. Where's the teleporter? I'm waiting for the plate. All the sci-fi writers in the room, we need to get together and get that going. Ate some green beans and tea as well. I have an issue with green beans. I grew up in the 18th century, y'all, and I have traumatic memories of sitting breaking beans.
Oh no!
When I was growing up, we kind of ate what we harvested a lot, so it was all about the garden and the farm and whatnot. And hours and hours as a little kid, when you want to be doing anything but snapping beans, because if we got to get them canned or they're gonna go bad. Beans. I still eat them, but I have issues. So many issues. Drink tea. Well, I've eaten tea before, I'm pretty sure. Got interrupted with phone call. Yeah, hope everything's going well. But you did get some outlining, so that's good. There are lesser beings that come through and are basically yokai. Oh, love me some Japanese stuff. The larger beings are more Cthulhu mythos type. Ooh. Baby Thulu approves. Got to keep your Lord of Madness near you. I am so interested in that. If you need beta or alpha readers, just let me know. I'll help you out with that. Your husband is from Massachusetts too. Maybe it's something in the water. My husband's family ran Lochi's greenhouse, and you've probably seen, if you used to watch Martha Stewart, you've seen his cousin, because he used to be on her show all the time, because he was her florist.
Oh.
And yeah, so they're an old established family from the north, and I'm from some border jumpers that came over here because we jumped the border from Canada and just kept running south until we found a place that we're just like, oh, that's fine. Glory, hallelujah. Yeah. Okay. Good. Google is irritating. My questions are too advanced for it. I get that all the time. If it's not inappropriate, put it in chat. We'll see if we can help you out. So many hours with beans. Oh, yes. So many hours. The biggest memory that I have from my youth is my dad had a parts trailer, because he was a mechanic, set up in the middle of our farm with all the cultivated land around it. And we used to climb up on the top of that and sit in lawn chairs with a rifle to scare the rabbits off at night.
Oh, wow.
I grew up in the 1800s. When I say I grew up in the 1800s, I learned how to cook on a Franklin potbelly stove, wood stove. Ooh. At my great-grandmother's house. I know exactly how much wood you got to put into a stove to make grits, and that is not a very useful skill anymore. But who knows? The way 2020 is going, that may be a useful experience. It's in the future, though.
You're right.
So much because I need more cheese and salt. I always have. You're from Massachusetts. All right. See, there's something about Massachusetts and grits. We're going to have to get to the bottom of this.
We need to know.
Yes. What is it about Massachusetts? All right. Trying to find out if the creators of a show, if the advertisers choose to misrepresent it.
Interesting.
Yeah. That is interesting. I've never done. I had an option to do a movie once that completely fell through. And that was an adventure in and of itself. I've never done television, so I don't know about that. I do have some friends that might. No, I'll ask around. If I find out anything, I will send you a message. Meant to go to there. If the creators of the show are responsible. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things. I don't know if it'll be very helpful for you, but look up J. Michael Straczynski and Babylon 5. He talks a lot about his relationship with the studio and the advertisers when he was doing that show, because it was out in syndication, and them not wanting him to do certain storylines that he really wanted to do and whatnot, and some legal wrangles. So that might help, maybe. Dad kept hunting dogs to protect the gardens. One of these days I'll tell you about Big Red. That we'll get no more writing done if I start the Big Red stories. But yes, we had the dogs. Hello, Monroe, and I'm so glad I get to say this on one of my streams because everybody else says it. I love that profile picture.
Right?
I do.
Right. I just keep saying, like, oh, she's gorgeous.
Every time I see that, it just, I don't know, it, like, that should be a poster or a magazine cover or something. That I do not photograph well or often, so I'm always envious of those who do. But welcome. Welcome. Yes, sharing the love. And I see Grayson is also in chat. All right. So it's almost the top of the hour. I figured we'd do this probably for 2 hours, the stream. Is that good for you?
That works.
All right. Should have covered that before we got started, shouldn't we? First time. So it's almost the top of the hour. So let me know what you want to do for the next sprint, and we will get down to that. Hi. Where am I? I'm going to have to find a better place for my camera now. Actually, that's maybe one of the things I do at the beginning for the next sprint is find a new place for my camera.
Alley Cat, hi.
Alley Cat's here. Yay. Hi. There's a representation issue going on in the show. On with the show you love. The show isn't about a bi character, it's about a gay character who is questioning. The advertisers framed it as bi. Oh. Queer
Oh.
is a thing. Glad I know actually had resources up about queer baiting because we did a panel on it. Is that last year or year before last? I know they had resources on how to address that when it happens, because it's very common for them to hint that maybe these two characters are going to get together and they're just heterosexual characters that are really good friends or what have you. The issue of bi erasure is a thing that needs to be addressed, like seriously needs to be fixed. And yeah, I hope you find out more about that. What are my cats are doing something? Oh, 30 coming out the gate.
He wants to get all into it. Okay.
Okay. So y'all better speak up because I mean I like me a long sprint.
I'm down for 30. Ooh.
I really like long sprints. So if nobody else speaks up, I think we might have to do a 30 because I don't see those all that often. I
don't either.
On here, so better speak up because I'm typing it in. And I'm going to have to find out what my cats are knocking over all over the place.
That's me and my two cats. I hear something, I'm like, okay, someone's on the counter. Don't touch my coffee mugs. That's all I care about.
I have one cat who had, like I said in the video I did the other day about She Who Shall Not Be Named, I'm not renaming, who's named McGonagall. And I love her so much, but she has decided that the kitchen table is her new day spot. And before he left for work, my husband put a minefield up to try to discourage her from jumping up there. And I think all the mines have just gone off. I'm pretty sure I just heard bottles falling all over the place in the kitchen.
Just like, how dare you redecorate my table?
So we got a 30 is fine.
Ooh.
We got a 30 for the win. Yeah, you're finally getting your 30. I see you putting that in there all the time. 30 is good.
Yeah.
We are powered. Yes, we are. All right. So we are going to do a 30. I'm going to go figure out what my cat has destroyed. And I hope everybody's ready. You have gotten in good with your muse. You have gotten your water. You've done your stretches, and you are ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. There you go. Get going. Get going.
Someone mentioned brownies, and now I want brownies.
Hello, it's over. Sorry about that. FedEx showed up out of nowhere, and I had to run to the door. You know how it is. They always show up when you least expect them. At least want them. All right. So I hope that wasn't too distracting for everybody. How many words did everyone get? For those who missed it,
I got about 109. Kitty?
For those who missed it, my lovely kitty Minerva came up here to join me and was very insistent that I pet her for about the first 10 minutes of that sprint. So I got some stuff done, but not all that much. So yeah, I spent most of my time with her, and then the dog got jealous, and then.
You can never just pet one fur baby because then they all get jealous, and it's like, no, you have to pet me too. I need my attention.
Yes, and she doesn't understand why when she gets any attention, why she can't be right here. She's got to be right up in your face. All right, so here we are. Finally figured out where we were. Yes, the kitty was everywhere. Okay, dinner acquired and brownies in the oven. I don't know. Brownies to me have to be worth almost like 500 to 1,000 points because I love brownies. If I can tell you right now, if my husband was here, he'd be like, "That's 10,000 words. That's your 10K day. You got it right there with your brownies." Because he.
If I get that corner piece, it's worth all the words.
See, my husband cheats and he makes his brownies in muffin tins. So they're all the corner piece.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want brownies. Why are you doing this to me?
Thank you, Jules. I think everybody's going to be making brownies tonight. So you say 500 points? I could go with 500 points. I could go with 500 points. Because it's definitely more than a cup of coffee. And yeah, so 500, definitely 500. That counts.
But what if it's brownies with coffee?
Oh. You see, speaking my language now. Yes, ice brownies, 750.
Ooh, I see.
We need to put together a scorecard with all of the numbers on there because
exactly.
I feel like I should get at least 100 words or more for all the time I spent with my. Are you coming up? She's biting at my hand. Come on. If you want to come up, say hi to the people. There you go. Now's the time. I'm not writing. Yeah, now's the time. Want to look at the camera? No. You're only gonna look at my hands over there. Okay.
He's like, I just want the attention.
Yeah, this is Minerva. It's my baby. Hey, Cache. I hope you had a good afternoon. I'm very excited. Cache was the first person that I don't know if I told you this. I think I did on the show when we were talking. I told you she's right here. She's gonna be right here. When I decided to start doing interviews, I said I'm going to send a note to Cache. And if she says yes, then I'm doing interviews. If she says no, it was not meant to be. And saying hi, say. I'm gonna take my headphones off. Don't get tied up. Don't get tied up. Okay. Oh goodness. This is the thing. I need to get her a Snuggie. Do they make like a cat like a cat Snuggie shelf? Because she would be so happy during my writing day if she could just have something that would hold her right here. Because she just wants to sit on my belly when I'm writing.
With all the crazy cat products, I wouldn't be surprised if they did make one, to be honest.
We all need extra words and chocolate.
Always the chocolate.
Always the chocolate. Saying hi. Words are hard today for a lot of reasons. But mine are at least adorable reasons.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed.
troublemaker reasons, but you are not too late. Of course, they didn't notify you. They never notify people. It was the next morning after the 10K day. So it was Monday at like 10, 11 o'clock. My phone went ding and I picked it up, and it was the notification for the first sprint in the 10K, like not even like over 24 hours late. It was like 26, 28 hours late, but it did finally tell me.
So, YouTube gremlins are on another level.
I actually got a thing when I was in the creator studio the other day going, how are notifications working for you and your audience? And I had words. I don't know if they're going to listen to them, but I trust me, I got my word count in that day.
Like, let me tell you how I feel about these notifications.
So Abigail got 264. That's awesome. I wish I had, but loves. Finished editing a couple scenes or so from editing your novel. Editing is my nightmare. Like, I love it and I hate it, and I love it and I yeah. For both sprints, close to 800 words. You go. I am nowhere near that. You're gonna unplug me. You're pulling the mic off. Don't break my mic. I don't have money to replace it. My Patreon's in the links. Oh, that was shameless. I'll turn super red on that.
Check the links below.
But you can fix that.
Only you can help the cat from breaking my mic.
Alicia got 539. I want the chapter to go a certain way, but my characters are saying no. My characters don't listen to a damn word I have to say. I just got a video on that tomorrow. 501 words. You go.
All right.
That's where I wish I was. I'm sorry, my hand has to play with the mouse. I'm sorry.
She's like, no, touch me.
Some video editing. Hey, there's nothing wrong. I was doing sprints all day yesterday while I was editing my videos. Also, I appreciate the fact that you put the pronouns. Yes. A lot of people get really nervous about misgendering me. I'm 43, y'all. I don't get emotional about things. I understand it when people do. I really do, but I've lived my entire life as a he. I have the voice of a he. I'm used to it. But yeah, I'm hoping that it will catch on and more people will start doing that, because it's really helpful, especially when cisgender people do it. That's really helpful, because it normalizes it and just becomes something that you expect to do. The convention that I go to last year, unfortunately, we didn't get to do it this year, but we talked them this year. They were going to put on everyone's badge their preferred pronouns. We had talked them into that this year. So when you got your name badge, it would have your name, and then below it, your preferred pronouns. And that way everyone did it, not just those of us who felt the need to. And
I like that.
It's so sad that the convention got canceled because of 2020 is evil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cats. 32 words and supper. That's points right there. But 32 words is 32 words you didn't have before. So that's
progress
all good. Progress. 607. You go, Hannah. I can imagine you've been writing a lot today. Saying hi. Yes, we all want brownies now.
Yes.
You uploaded an interview video on your other channel and got 100 words on your fantasy project. That's awesome. interviews are fun and tricky, and I made
Multitasking.
multitasking, man. It is the future. You go, Petra. You got 563 words. That's amazing. I know I'm lost in the chat. I don't know what you said, but Monroe is here for it,
Pet
Grayson.
buggies.
Yes, they are real. I'm definitely going to have to look for that because it will make her so. Yeah. Yes. If she got her way, all I would do would just be sitting like this all day. Like that's all she wants. The other two cats, but this one, oh, that's awesome.
Oh, I like that.
Is awesome. I
No.
Yeah, I noticed the other day that YouTube is accidentally dead naming me because this is an old account that I started videos on way back in the day, and I noticed that if you actually go to my channel, it actually has my other name on the top. So that was interesting, but brownies, nom nom.
Oh.
Okay, can you? I love you. I really do, and everybody else loves you, but I need to. Let go.
She
Let
said
go.
no.
And now for the adventure and sports part of the evening. Anybody know how to untangle a cat? Ow. There you go. All right. Thank you. All right. So we have time for maybe a 15-minute, if I'm looking at the clock right, and then say our goodbyes before we go. Does that sound good to everybody? I never turned off the We Are Sprinting. That's okay, because we're about to start again. So it's all good. Alrighty, so I hope 15 minutes is good for y'all, because I would like to get some more words done. And hopefully I have given Minerva enough attention that I will not have to... Oh, wait. Hi. So for those of you who don't... So for those of you who don't feel like writing, there may be a show that goes along in the background. She went and got herself something to drink, and she is back.
She's like, I'm refreshed. Where's your fingers? Touch me.
Alrighty. So is everyone, I hope, ready for a sprint? Don't forget to drink your water, your tea, whatever. Do your stretches. I wish I remembered them well enough to do the arm stretches that they showed on the sprints the other day, but I'm terrible at it. I need to go back and watch that again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get writing. Get writing. Get all the words. Beep, 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 beep. Alrighty, and that was our sprint. How did everybody do? Hopefully you did well. Let's see. Hitting all the buttons. Alrighty, I actually got some words that time, and I will do some math in a moment
Yay!
because the cat wanted to. Well, I'm not going to. I don't have to do math because I got exactly 200 words that time. So I could do that in
Oh,
my head.
nice.
I don't need a calculator for that.
I got about 112 that
That's awesome. During that sprint, asked if we could talk about our opinion on whether you have to put trigger warning on if putting trigger warnings in your stories. Let me just read it. If you have to put trigger warnings in your stories, there's a problem. There's something someone told me recently, and I would like the opinion specifically of someone with PTSD, since that's what I'm writing about. Okay. I believe that trigger warnings are important for several reasons. I've had a life, and I don't say this to get pity because, it made me the person that I am right now, but I have been kidnapped. I have been held at hostage at gunpoint. I have been raped. I have been beat down for being queer. I have a lot of things. I was molested as a child. I have a lot of things that trigger me. For example, I have to be very careful what state of mind I'm in to watch an action movie with my husband, because just watching something like John Wick can cause me to start having flashbacks of a certain someone who was firing a gun at my head to intimidate me. So I am a big proponent of trigger warnings, especially for anything that could be traumatic. Now, the nice thing is an action movie just tells everyone, hey, I'm an action movie. There are probably going to be guns here. So, I don't have problems with stuff like that. And I don't think you have to label specifically, anything that's just an obvious part of the genre. You're writing a Western, there's going to probably be gunplay in it. People that have issues like I do, at least I know I assume that's going to happen. Any story that involves specific triggers, such as sexual assault, I really have a hard time reading because it brings back memories of knives and blood and such. So to me, it depends on what it is. If it's an unexpected event for the genre, I think it should be called out and given a warning. That's my personal opinion on trigger warnings. So yeah, my PTSD can be triggered by all kinds of crazy things, like fireworks sometimes can set it off. Anybody who, if a stranger touches anywhere around my neck, I will immediately go into a panic attack that will last for like an hour or two, unless I can get my breathing techniques and everything, get my CBD in me and bring myself back down. But yeah, if it's not, yeah. So general rule of thumb, if it's not something that's expected, like I said, gunplay in an action movie, you don't have to call that out. Bruce Willis is going to fire a gun at some point. But I hope that helps. But yeah, I'm a big proponent of trigger warnings, just because I don't think people that don't have PTSD understand. I think they think it's like you're just uncomfortable, or well, we've all had bad experiences, and it's like, yeah, we've all had bad experiences, but there's a whole different level of bad experience that is traumatizing.
Like they don't understand that you're literally reliving that.
Yes. Yeah, I had a really hard time, especially with my mother, because my mother, I have a relationship with my mom, y'all. She often is of the opinion that I've had a very blessed life and that nothing really bad has ever happened to me. So it was really hard because she was present during one of my episodes. And normally when I feel it coming on, I just leave the area because they can be very disturbing for other people to see. And it was very hard to get her to understand what was actually going on. So, yeah, I do hope that helps with that. Cookies. So I'm going to say that's at least 200 points. 200. If we're given, what do we agree on? 500 for brownies. That's got to be at least 200 for cookies. So that's 259 words for Abigail. 295 for Alicia. That's awesome. You are killing it today. Get mad with Cad the Lad, which I just love saying the whole thing. Even when I'm in the chat and you're in there, every time I read one of your things, I say it out loud. Get mad with Cad the Lad. I don't know. It cracks me up. 209 words. O. Monroe got 338. That is awesome. Oh, donuts. Donuts. Donuts are my particular poison, so I'm going to give you 750. If brownies are 500, we can negotiate that down in future when we do a formal scorecard, but that's 750 words. You are nailing it right now. That's some points right there. 436, which gives you 2643 for the day. That is amazing. I actually upped my daily writing goal to 2,400 words a day recently because my old one was 1,600 a day and I was hitting it early every day. And so I upped mine to 2,400. So that's awesome. That's like, you would have, I am not there. I am not there, but I'm working. 350 for Petra. That is awesome. Alicia, I feel like stories about heavy topics. Yes. Yeah, they are. I'm really struggling with I'm looking for as many people who want to be alpha and beta readers for the book I'm currently working on, because two of the main characters are non-binary, and one of them, there's a flashback that takes place in school, and it's a dysphoric episode in a locker room based off of real life experience. And it was very difficult for me to write. And I feel like I need to put a trigger warning on the book for any trans person who reads it, because it will probably bring back memories for a lot of us. But so many people don't understand what dysphoria is because it's different for every person, and it's really hard to put words to it. And I just had this vivid memory of when I was in school in the locker room having to change for gym. That is like my go-to to try to explain to people what dysphoria feels like when you're like seeing everybody else's body and your body is wrong. Your body's not like theirs. They shouldn't see it. This isn't right. And I want to get people to I want to get cis people to feel
understand that. Yeah.
And I am looking for people to help me because I don't know if I overwrote or underwrote that scene, and I'm really nervous about it because it was there are some scenes in this book that I had some issues with.
I had to pause on my writing because I am coming up on a dysphoric scene, and it is pretty much a flash of what I just experienced, one of my recent dysphoric episodes that I did put on Instagram. And it's like I had to pause. I'm like, I know I need to put this down because I want people to really understand, but I you kind of put yourself in that mood as you're writing, and I had to pause, like, okay. And I started writing, then I paused. It's like, and I had to calm myself down, like, it's okay. But
I feel like that's the only reason I hit 10K on the 10K Sunday was because I knew that scene was coming up, and that was the first thing I wrote that day. And I just spent the rest of the day running away from it. Like, it was done. I could go on to other stuff. And I just wrote and wrote and wrote to get more and more distance away from that scene in my own head. And I think, honestly, that's one of the main reasons I hit 10K, because that was...
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah, that was a thing. I think I skipped somebody. Yeah, stories. Yeah. Yeah, trigger warnings don't hurt anyone, but they really help. I'll never forget the first time. This was before I heard the term trigger warning. I was a big fan of Clive Barker's work when I was younger, and not so much recently, but when I was younger. And he released a book called The Sacrament. And about a quarter of the way through the book, out of nowhere, there is a scene, a very detailed and vivid scene of child molestation by the villain. Ooh. And I threw the book across the corner of the room and didn't sleep for like 3 days. And that book needed a label. that book really needed.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. And as soon as I heard somebody say what a trigger warning was for the first time, I was like, yes, and I know 5 books that need them. Right off the top of my head, that definitely need them. Where should trigger warnings be placed? I've often thought that what would be really helpful is for one of the writing associations, and I've actually contacted several of them to try to get them to do this, to do something like they do with ESRB ratings, that people could just put on the front of their book that would be clear, or right in the, or in the part that, at least the part that people would get in the free, like preview on Amazon or something, that would just have like the letter codes across, so that you could see, oh, this has R in it for rape. Okay. And it wouldn't draw too much attention to itself, but there isn't anything standardized like that. But I think it should be right up front. It's no longer in print for reasons, but I know in one of my previous books that had a very triggering moment in it, I actually put in a letter from the writer right after the dedication that explained that this event was going to happen in the story, why I felt that it needs to be in the story, and how I feel it could hurt people. And sorry for the spoiler, but better safe than sorry. So that's what I did in one of mine. Yeah, but you probably did some marketing something or some wizardry. I'm going to open up Instagram when this is done and be like, when am I getting that book?
Yeah, Sid's always working on something. So he says, I got 0 words. You were probably working on something, Sid.
Yeah. I think it should be, like I said, personally, I would like a little thing that we could put on the cover, like you get on a video game, that has like, and I think that would be really good for the industry in general, because you could mark whether this was a YA book, a not young adult book, a middle grade book. Like, I think all of that, because, while we don't need the, PGGR stuff, some books are middle grade. Some book, I know I've bought books that I thought were YA that when I started reading them, oh, that's a middle grade book. So it's a lot younger than I thought it was going to be, and was kind of disappointed in the book because it wasn't what I expected. So I think it would be really handy if we had some kind of just standardized thing that was like, this is a YA book, this is new adult, whatever, and then simple codes. But write to your associations if you're a member of them. I am a member of Ally, the Alliance of Independent Authors. I should contact Orna about that and see if she could help make that a thing. Because if a bunch of indies, because there's a lot of indies in Ally. So, yeah, I should definitely... I know what I'm doing after the stream today.
Yes.
Yeah, I am so glad I learned that word. I am so glad I learned that word, because I was so lost, because I knew I wasn't male. I was assigned male at birth. And I didn't feel right saying I was a female. That didn't, like, inside, like, it's hard to explain, because people are like, but you like wearing dresses and putting on makeup and skirts and stuff. I'm like, yes, those do not a woman make.
Exactly.
No matter what she who must not be named thinks we're saying. But yeah, I'm so glad that I learned what that was. That saved so much. As somebody who wants to learn more about some heavy topics. Yeah, there are a lot of stories that need to be written. I'm really excited for Cachet's book, Jesus Never Went to College. We had a long talk about that today, and I am so, like, I know I'm like twice her age, I think, but she was telling me some stories, and I'm just like, I lived that differently. But I wish I had that book when I was younger. Like I want, yeah, there are a lot of hard stories, and I'm so glad that people are having the courage to write them now,
Oh yeah.
because that's the hardest part.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Me.
I always change in the
Me.
bathroom stall.
Oh yeah, and I was always the slowest because it took forever. Because I'm like, it's okay, don't feel the shirt, don't feel the shirt. Like, oh,
I learned what my friends always called a magic trick, where I figured out a way to pull one shirt on as I took the other shirt off. So
yeah.
the moment of bare chestedness was so small, because I didn't understand why. I'm one of those people that I've always been chubby, but it's not like I was ashamed of being fat. It was, I knew my sister covered these up, and you're not supposed to see these if you're not in a relationship. And I don't have, mine aren't like his. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gender is such a hard thing to explain. It is
It
such a hard thing.
is. It is.
Yeah, we need all the stories. Yeah. Yeah.
Mine's definitely gonna need trigger warning. Definitely, because
The yeah, the main movie like that I have been telling everybody to watch right now, and I'm going to get very self-conscious saying this, but it's about James Baldwin, who is one of my absolute heroes in life. I Am Not Your Negro. That movie, you can see the color of my skin. I am Irish by descent, so I am red and overly pale. That movie is a story that needs to be told, and it is so, like, it triggered me, and I haven't lived through any of that. And to me, that's the best storytelling. That is the best storytelling. When I think of, there's a movie called It's Just Sex, which, trigger warning, it's literally, the movie tells the story about a group of friends and has every kind of sex. There's a gay couple, a lesbian couple, there is a heterosexual couple, there's casual sex, there's sex that produces a baby, and there are 2 scenes of rape in that movie.
Ooh.
And one of them is constructed in a way that you will root for the rapist.
Wow.
It takes place in the middle of a gay bashing, and the person turns it back on the other person and makes you feel dirty and wrong. And that's the point of the movie, is to make you think about sex more broadly. But that movie definitely needs a trigger warning. It is really good. It came out in the 90s, and I watched it because Lisa Kudrow is in it. And I loved Friends, and I was like, this is going to be funny. Lisa Kudrow's in this. No.
Don't you hate that's like, oh, I want to see this person. And you're like, oh.
Talk about a movie that needed a trigger warning. That one definitely needed.
Oh, yeah. I feel that with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that hasn't happened. I think it has a lot to do with like the Hays Code and a lot of those kinds of things that make people feel like if it's institutionalized or formalized, it's restricting what people can write. And I don't see trigger warnings as restrictive as much as they're just helpful.
Exactly.
I have really hard time. Yeah. I was on a stream earlier and with Doll. Well, I wasn't on the stream, I was in the chat, but Doll was doing a stream earlier, and we were talking about that because I have not included any scenes of bullying in the book that I'm working on. Granted, most of that would have been in the flashback stuff in the book, but I realized that I hadn't included it because it was so, I just didn't want to go there, and that made me start thinking, does that mean I need to go there?
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that we can do something like that. Like I said, I'll contact Orna after this and see, because Ally has a big voice, and if Joanna Penn starts telling authors to do it, she's a big voice in Ally, and if Joanna Penn starts telling everybody, hey, here, fill this out and put this on your books, it's going to be on like so many books that the mainstream industry, traditional pub, will have to be like, well, we look weird for not doing it. So
exactly.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there are some books that just really get me in ways that, I forgot who said it, but there's a wonderful quote that books are the closest thing that humans have invented to telepathy, because we are literally putting our thoughts in someone else's head.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, books are very, very powerful things. And yeah, so I hope you all had fun today. I really enjoyed doing this. I don't know what your schedule is today, but I thought we were doing this for 2 hours, and it's been like 2.5.
I mean, it's fun. I'm enjoying myself, so I am perfectly fine.
Yeah, I already upgraded to a pro account because I'm doing interviews with this, and I looked at how many interviews I had set up, and I'm like, if those are an hour a piece, yeah. That's all my time. So I don't want to be stepping on anybody. I don't know who else is doing lives today. So if let me do a refresh over here and see if anybody else is doing. Like, it's up to you all. Like, my time is I have the great and wonderful privilege of, like I said, my husband and I have hustled for a very, very long time to buy a restaurant and put ourselves in extreme debt and poverty. To have that privilege of being a business owner. So he gets to go cook all day, which is his dream, and I get to sit and write books, which is mine. So my time is whatever. So how do you deal with ignorant people around you that don't understand trigger warnings? I am not the person to ask about that. I for those of you who may not be old enough or may not remember, we just lost him. There is a man named Larry Kramer who founded ACT UP and who is a personal hero of mine. I got to meet him on a couple occasions. A great, great man. We just lost him. I have a little Larry Kramer that lives inside me. And it is not uncommon for me to let my little Larry out to yell, scream, and throw a fit at somebody. And that is not the best way to do it. This is how it's a similar related thing. So I'm just going to put it this way. A couple years ago, well, a long time, much longer than that now, when my book Shine Like Thunder came out, there is a character, most of the characters in there do not have English names. And I did a book signing in the little town that I live in, and I was coming out of the bread company. I had been in there writing, and a woman stopped me on the side of the road who had bought my book from my signing. She then decided to, right there in the middle of the shopping center, to call me a race traitor who had betrayed all white people for putting so many non-white characters in a book, and that I should know my place. That's a special kind of idiot. And the way I reacted was to just look at her, and I just said, thank you for telling me who you are. Most people don't have the courage to be quite that honest. And she didn't know what to say to that. Because, there are people who are there are a lot of selfish people who can't look past their own to-dos in their own head. And people who are upset about trigger warnings think that it is part of like the softening of America and all that crap, the feminizing of America. And it's not. And you're not going to reach them. Like, I wish I could say that you would, but I live in Missouri. I live in the rusty buckle of the Bible Belt. There's no reaching these people. Like, I've tried, and you can hope that one day, they'll have their come to Jesus. But right now, I don't know who they're talking to, but he ain't about love and compassion, and that ain't my Lord. I'm just saying. But
I ain't got no tea.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, my advice on that would be, don't, like, if you have a story that you feel safe sharing that would explain it, you could try to reach them. But honestly, most of the people that have that opinion are so confirmed in their own ways, they're wanting to fight you on it to feel that they are right. There's a wonderful video about this called "The Card Says Moops." Mm-hmm. It's by Innuendo Studios, and it's about how there is a strain of argumentation in this country that doesn't care what's right, what's wrong, but that they win.
Mm-hmm.
And trigger warnings have become a winnable matter. As long as I'm right about trigger warnings, I'm a good person, and I don't have to question any of my own internal stuff. And Innuendo Studios does a really good job breaking down that idea, and how, for the most part, a lot of those people, the only thing that you can do is just be like, okay, fine, your card says moops. The answer is Moors, but all right, and move on, because they just want the argument for their own self-fulfillment, to bolster themselves up. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Maybe that's where I got it from. I read Stephen King's On Writing so long ago that, yeah, but it is so much. You're doing a live tomorrow. Ooh, I will try to. Okay, so it's on a bookish obsession. That's the tea party one. I will do my best to be there in the chat.
A tea party.
I will do my best. I do. Oh, there we go. I do. As you declare. It's not going to fit me with headphones on, but I'll even wear my fancy party hat. Yeah, I will I will try to be there. I love me a good tea party. Tea! Ignorant people. Yeah. See, I think we're beyond the point of calling them ignorant people. I don't think it's ignorance anymore. I don't think it's willful ignorance. I don't like that phrase, willful ignorance. It's teams. We have broken ourselves into teams, and if my team is right, I'm a good person. It's that self-worth that you see in sports teams that, okay, it's a sports team. It's something that doesn't actually affect the world, so it's fine, right? Like, the world's not going to end. I know every sports fan just started writing nasty things in the comments, but the world's not going to end if the sports game doesn't go the way that you want it to. But that mentality has gotten into everything from religion to politics to gender. I mean, the fact that we're having arguments over, like,
yes,
everything. Like, every time I see, there's a guy who goes down my street who has one of those All Lives Matter black and blue flags on the back of their truck, and it's just everything I can do to just be like, you just want to fight. Like, I don't even know if you even care or want. Like, you just want a fight. You're wanting somebody to come up to you and just lay into you, and I'm not going to be that person. I'm not giving you that satisfaction. But yeah, it's teams, and we gotta, yeah. I'm telling you, she needs to release a single. Like, I will buy it.
She does.
I will buy it.
Your ringtone. Can you imagine your phone ringing that to you? I'm like, yes.
I should let her know. Back in a former life, I don't want to get into too many side quests on here, but in a former life, I used to do music production, and I worked with the Black Eyed Peas and the Beastie Boys and all them in yet another life. Yeah. That's the thing, is learning That's the most important thing that you can learn in life, is when somebody's trying to have a conversation with you, or when somebody's just looking for you to give them a reason to hate you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because then they can say, it's not my fault. Because nobody wants to be to blame. Yeah, that is the most important lesson to learn in life. Yeah. See, I'm not a big fan of fixing people.
Yes.
I'm just, in general, I'm just not a fan of that, because I think we're all broken to a certain extent, but it's broken like in the way that certain Japanese pottery is intentionally broken. There's a beauty to it, and learning to appreciate, like when I started telling some of my stories earlier, and I said I'm not saying this to have anybody like feel sorry for me or anything like that. It's what made me me. Like I wish a lot of that stuff hadn't happened, but I don't regret any of it. And if more of us could just learn to love the broken pieces, it would be a wonderful, wonderful world. Yeah. Yeah. That's one of my party hats. Oh, everything jumped. I feel like I did. Yeah, okay. I want to make sure I was following along in the conversation up here, because I am long-winded. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I have to say, if the Evergreen people wanted to raise a lot of money, like everybody involved in that, just put one I Ain't Got No Tea hoodie or shirt and mug in their store, and they would have made all the money.
Exactly. They were like, I ain't got no tea.
Like, they would have gotten letters from whoever they've got making their merch going, what have you done to us? Just made law. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I live in a state where it is still technically illegal to parent while gay.
What?
It is a justification for taking someone's children away that a social worker can put on the form that they're in an unfit environment, and one of the check boxes is that it's homosexual. That's still a thing here. Yeah.
Wow. Because kids don't need loving homes.
Oh no. Because I would love to have kids, but it ain't gonna happen here. Oh, I love that. Okay, so we went on a bit. So let's see. We've been doing this for 2.5 hours. What do y'all want? Do you want to call it here, or do you want to do one more sprint and then our outros and then we're out? Don't start another thing. I'll be here all day. I got the hours. I paid for them.
Listen, I got the time. Let's go.
Well, that's not true. Eventually, I'm going to have to cook, but until then, so just let me know what you all want to do in the comments, and we will do that. Because, like I said, I'm up for whatever. This is what you got to watch out for. This is why I'm going to be doing a stream, probably starting on Friday nights, maybe. That's just going to be a chat show, just me chatting. I'm hoping to get some guests in. So anybody who is interested in that, hit me up. Because all right. All right.
Like, I'm already loving this right here. I'm already loving it.
Because I love doing the sprints. I love getting stuff done. But, I think we writers have a lot to kvetch about. And we don't do it. And we need a place. We need a place.
Oh. Spoiling us.
Okay.
Spoiling us. Okay.
The muse has listened. She has answered our prayers. The great goddess Cachet is going to get it for us. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to make you blush again. Oh, yeah. You got to watch me. You got to watch me. Yeah. That's smart. I was doing that the other day. I was in somebody's thing and they're doing a class together on book marketing, and I was really wanting to get words in. So while they were talking, I just kept working in the background. And then when they did sprints, I was like, okay, I'm doing that too. Because to me, this to me is what makes AuthorTube amazing, is all this live stuff, because writing is so lonely.
It is.
And just having other people, like, this is our office space. Like, this is where we get together and do stuff.
And it's a good way to get ideas out. Like, hey guys, does this sound okay? Like, how does this go? You know.
Yeah, especially because I can tell you right now, there's one of the prompts that I need help with, is I need to figure out a vehicle that brings joy wherever it goes.
Oh.
So yeah, I love that prompt, but that's a head scratcher.
That sounds like fun.
I am a talker. See, like I said, I do conventions and stuff, and I very often just they like to say I hold court. And yeah, I have a spot that basically outside the hall that the panels are in, where I just sit and talk to people all day, and then it's time for me to actually be on stage. So I mosey in, go up, do my thing, and then I come back, bring everybody back out with me. Like, we just kind of change locations for a little bit. A couple people come in and out, but I miss conventions this year. I really do.
Okay. Beyonce's walking in excited, like, do you want to go get groceries? And she's excited. I don't know why you're so excited about groceries. I mean, I know why she's excited, but I don't know why she's excited about going to get them.
21:11. Okay, Jules has given us a time. So yeah, let's do one more sprint, and then I will let you all go before I just talk all day, because I can do that. I am that kind of a person. My grandmother once said, God created the angel so there'd be somebody to listen to me all the time. And I think that was I don't know if that was a compliment or not, but it has stuck with me all these years. Alrighty, so has everybody hydrated? We've been talking for a while. We've been going for a while. Make sure you got your water. Make sure you're getting up to stretch, because Charlie horses are not your friend.
Oh.
Neither are blood clots. You're welcome. Thank you. Actually, that has a fun double meaning. Consider that stolen, because there are fairies in my world, and a brownie bus that makes brownies, with brownie spirits that make brownies. So it would be a brownie bus.
Here for it.
Thank you, Abigail. I know what I'm doing during the sprint.
Oh, you know I will. Y'all mentioned brownies way too much for me not to get some.
Alrighty, so hopefully everybody has gotten themselves ready, and let's get into this one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Write all them words. Write them. Get them written. Go. And there we go. There we go. How did everybody do? Ah, wrong one. So now is where I get to be the old person in the room. I have a very bad leg, and I didn't get as much written as I wanted to in that sprint because my leg decided it was time to blow off my leg because there's a storm coming.
Oh no.
So, painkillers in place. Yay. So I did get 111 words. That time on the brownie bus of brownies, which I have to say I am very excited about. If I can just do a dramatic reading for just 1 second. The brownie bus of brownies is a Volkswagen minibus converted into a food truck that is run by a troupe of brownies who use their magic and special ingredients to bring joy to the people that seek their wares.
I like that. I like that.
So, thank you, Abigail. I'm very excited about that. I will get to the chat in a moment. I'm trying to figure out how to not bend my knee right now. Just never run upstairs, people. Never run upstairs. When I was 16, I ran up a flight of stairs and I tripped, and my momentum carried me up, and my knee hit every step on the way up, and I damaged the cartilage. The first thing the doctor told me is, congratulations, you have arthritis, because I had damaged the cartilage so much that it was going to go away. And so never run upstairs, y'all. Take your time. Okay. So where are we? Agreed. That would be amazing. You know what would be really funny? Everybody's been doing timers for their thing. I've got a brownie recipe that takes like 25 minutes to bake. Maybe I wonder if I could get the camera set up just right to film the baking of the brownies, so that
25 minutes.
At the end of the timer, there was brownies.
That's cool, but that's also very teasing, because at the end, I'm going to expect to turn around and see some brownies. So I would be happy and I would cry.
But imagine the watch time I would get for my channel for people just having brownies baking in the background. Like, imagine
the hangry people are going to start messaging you thinking, now I'm on brownies. My partner's mad at me because I keep buying brownie mix.
Trust me, I've done worse in the past. All right. I accidentally fell down a rabbit hole of looking into witchcraft. Yeah. Talk to me. We should definitely talk. I know I got lost looking. I was hoping to write more before my knee blew up, but I started looking at pictures of minibuses, trying to figure out, like, would this work? How many little brownie fairies could I fit in one of these? How would it work? Like, y'all don't know what happens inside my brain, and you should be very glad. You should be very, very glad. Yay, I think. Wait, weren't you supposed to be cutting yours down? I can't remember if that was you or not. So if you were wanting to add words, yay. If not, ooh,
ouch.
I'm not sure. I can't remember. Somebody was wanting to trim words today. I can't remember who. You are welcome, and I hope you enjoyed. 563 words.
Nice.
That's great. Yeah. 608.
Ooh. Storm Riders. I like that. I like that
a lot, because I noticed, like, I don't know if you all noticed, anybody who happened to look up at the time, I know I got the OF face, because the clouds did a thing and I looked out the window. my dog went and run to hide because she heard distant thunder, and I was just like, because I knew like any minute now the thunder is going to be in my knee. And it was, but luckily they're painkillers and they are wonderful. Brownie too. I will see what I can do about that. I don't know how well it would film, but I've been trying to think about timers and stuff. I do a little bit of 3D work, but the amount of time it would take to render a 3D animation, I just don't feel like I don't feel it. But one I thought about doing was there's a site that does morphs from one face to another. I thought about taking all of the characters in my book and having it morph from the first all the way through back around.
Ooh.
I've been trying to think of ideas because I really want to do one, but I don't.
That would be cool.
I don't do 100 words and a job application. Jobs are hard. Jobs are hard.
You.
Luck, especially 2020, man. 2020. A break the curse that has been put on our world. Chronic plague in Mongolia, y'all. Like, oh my goodness. Like we're really living through this. How? Like all the sci-fi people were warning us. Like all the sci-fi books in 2020, the darkness came. In 2020, everything fell apart. In 2020, the cyberpunk stuff. Like all of that was set in like 2020. Like I don't know if anybody knows this. Blade Runner was set in 2015. Like, if you've ever seen that movie, it's supposed to take place in 2015.
Ooh.
So, yeah. They were all warning us that the nightmare was coming, and we just didn't listen.
So we need to listen now.
I can't wait for your tea party, and hopefully I will be awake to do it. Yes, I will try to do the brownie timer. Dinner. Yeah, I'm going to have to cook something. I don't know what, though.
More dinner. Sid, share.
This is the horrible thing is, like I said, we own a restaurant. My husband is cooking at the restaurant today. And I, in my sheer insanity, agreed to have dinner ready by the time he gets home instead of having him he's cooking all day anyway. Like, why did I do this to myself? Why? Like, perfect delivery from a restaurant, Why did I do this? Yay.
Welcome back.
Oh, wings. Wings.
You guys are torturing me.
Alrighty. So that's about it. We're going to start doing our outros in a second. I did check, and I think Sarah Hutton is just about to start or just started. Sarah Sutton just started her live streams, and I've written with her in streams in the past. If you are looking to continue your writing, I am Charlie. I am a science fiction fantasy writer who is queer as the day is long. If you're interested in anything that I do, I run a podcast. I do all kinds of writing. Everything can be found at my website, projectshadow.com, because it is a sign, Grayson. It is a sign. Work on your Project Shadow. And I just want to say this because a couple people have said that they're trying to catch up on my podcast. I have done 1,048 episodes of that podcast. So please don't. Please, trust me, wow. I would love to get the ad revenue on that. Like, if you just have it on constantly around you, because I get paid for ads every time somebody listens to it. But oh my goodness, yeah, please don't. I love y'all, and no, you will hate me by the time you're done. You will never want to hear
from you for days. You're in my sleep.
Oh, especially when you get back to some of the early episodes, like once you get back to 2009, we did an hour episode every day.
Oh my.
Back then. So yeah, the time's going to add up quickly, and the further you go back in time, the longer the episodes are going to get. So yeah, thank you to anybody who does subscribe, but please don't. It is available everywhere that good podcasts are served. If it is not, I need to yell at somebody, so please let me know. Because it is supposed to be. Oh, and for anybody who has Kindle Unlimited, I want to point this out. It will not be taken out of your Kindle Unlimited, but if you want to read any of my books, I write science fiction and fantasy under C.E. Dorset. They are currently all enrolled in Kindle Unlimited right now. That ends next month. So as long as you put the books you're interested in your Kindle, you'll still be able to read them, and you won't have to worry about them. They are going to be free on the website because I'm changing my business model. More on that to come. But if you want a free Kindle version and you have Kindle Unlimited, now's the time because that's going away. I think that's it.
What it do, guys? I'm Grayson Wilde. I like to dive into fantasy and into mugs of coffee. And I write with pride. Right now I'm working on Project Shadow, and I need to be updating my blog. I'll work on that later. I need to update my blog. It's caffeinatedwitchery.weebly.com. So there I will be putting updates on not only my transition, but stuff. What did I do last? I think I did hit on depression, and then I did hit on Black Lives Matter and things that are going on. So I do put things up there as well as resources for those who are trans and in the LGBTQ community. I don't actually stream yet, but I do have some content on my page on my YouTube. I will be putting up more. You can catch me on Cache streams because I do tend to pop up there quite a bit.
I'm going to try to make this a regular Wednesday thing, and if Grayson consents to continue coming back, that would be wonderful. And I've got an offer for you after we go off live.
Okay.
I think you like it. So thank you everybody for showing up. Like I said, if you're new to either one of us, like, subscribe, all that jazz down below. And as always, I always end everything that I do with this. Black Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter, say her name. Do not forget about all of the Black women who have been murdered by the cops, and we're not talking about them, not just Breonna Taylor. If you've been watching my videos, I've spent the last minute of each of my videos just reading the names of slain women. It's horrific, and it needs to end. So on that cheery note that I end all my videos on, because protesting is fun, don't forget to have the fun. Bye.
Bye.